All right, well, let's get into the topic for the evening. So the topic for the evening is really going to be all about websites. I see that there are a number of people that have dropped some websites links into chat here. And the reason why I was thinking about doing this is that really stemmed out of some of the questions that people ask me on a fairly regular basis about, and often they're framed in words like SEO. You know, how do I get onto page one of Google? How do I improve the optimization on my website so I get found on search? How do I sort of get more leads from even from social media? And so one of the central things often are people's websites, and most businesses do need to operate with a website. So even if you don't get most of your business from it, you need to have a website, because without one, you're not a real business. Well, that's what people think, you know. So often people also they'll Google. If they can't find your website, then it's like, well, you know, do you really exist? Who doesn't have a website today? And interestingly enough, I heard a stat the other day. It's something like 40% of Australian businesses, I'm not sure what the stat is in New Zealand, but I imagine it would be something similar, don't have a website. So 40% of businesses don't have a website. So if you're competing in a marketplace where people Google for things and search for things online, looking for recommendations online, you're definitely putting yourself in a backseat position if you don't have a website. So first of all, you know, just for credibility's sake, a website is pretty much fundamental to have. Just one of those tools in business that everyone should have. So, you know, whether it's a one-page website, whether it's a free website on a, you know, one of those sort of free platforms, or whether it's something you paid for, doesn't really matter as long as you've got some sort of presence online. Once you've got that, it's a bit like getting in and buying a house. You know, once you get into the market, then you can always go up from there. But often the hardest thing is just getting into the market. So today we'll have a look at what actually makes a good website, and how you sort of work in this ecosystem to ensure that you know, you get found. The analogy that I used today on live, some of you may have seen it, but it was really about race cars. Like, I watched a movie on Netflix, which was about a race car driver who, can't remember the name of who he was. I think it was in one of those European countries. Maybe it was British. Oh, James. His name was James someone. There you go. And this is a time when Ferrari, Mercedes, McLaren, and some other sports cars I've never heard of before, they were building all of their sports cars by hand. And they were so finely tuned and crafted machines. And every race they went out, there were new bits that went on. They were tuning in. They put a new engine in. It was all done by hand. And but they had one purpose, and the purpose of the race car, of each of those race cars, what was the, or maybe put in chat, what was the primary purpose of the race car? They only had one job to do. What was it? Just drop it into chat. It's not a trick question. Speed. Yeah, speed. Definitely built for speed. Yep. But it's one job, to go fast. And what was the reason for that? To win. So that's right. It's to win the race. So they were built for speed, to win. And so same with your website as well too. Your website's built to win. So and if you think about how a motor vehicle is built, or like a race car is built, the first thing, the most fundamental thing, is not what we see. So what we see is the body, the shape, the colors, the aerodynamics, all of that sort of stuff there. That's actually not the race car. The race car is the engine. That's the most important thing, because that's the thing that gives you the speed. All the other things sort of are a casing around it, but it's the engine that's most important. But that's the one part that generally you don't see. You see the colors and things flashing by, but you don't see the engine. So your website's a bit the same as well too. You get to see the colors, the looks, the animations you've got on, all the photos, the pretty stuff, all of that sort of stuff. Everyone gets to see that. But underneath it, there's an engine under that hood, which is what that website should be doing. Does that make sense? So, and that engine really is thinking about right back to first principles. And a lot of people don't do this, is what's the purpose of the website? What's its job? And it's really only got one job. Most of the time it's got one job. So anyone know what that one job of the website is? People that know me will probably know the answer to this. Lead generation. Okay, getting a few. Yeah, collect emails. Yes, it's only got one job, collect email addresses. I know there are people here with e-commerce stores. The job there is still to collect email addresses. So if you think you're in e-commerce to sell stuff, that is a byproduct of collecting email addresses. So you will get some people that will pass by the store, they're ready to buy right now. And people that run e-commerce stores that are not collecting really email addresses apart from on purchase, they think they're doing really well just by getting a lot of customers coming through. The problem is that you get about 3% of people that will come to the website that are ready to buy. They're the ones that are buying, all the rest are dropping off. What's happening to those people? They're going off somewhere else. When they're ready to buy again, will they remember your website? Some may, most won't. So the only way to get them to remember you is to collect the email address so you can communicate with them regularly when you've got things happening like Christmas time. And those that have got e-commerce stores, Christmas should be a really good time, shouldn't it? It should be, but the best times are sometimes not the lead up to Christmas. Some of the best days for sales for online stores, Christmas Day. So people are sitting down with their phones on Christmas Day and they're buying stuff. As if they've not been given enough crap at Christmas, they've got to go and buy some more. So Christmas Day is, interestingly enough, a big day for selling. So if you're planning promotions for Christmas, I'd be planning it for Christmas Day, getting stuff into the feed on social media on Christmas Day. People are relaxed. When they're relaxed and happy, possibly slightly tipsy, that's when they start to bring out their credit cards and spend money. So I'll be gearing up now to think about your Christmas Day campaign and Boxing Day. Boxing Day is also another good day. Often people have got hangovers on Boxing Day, depending on what happened on Christmas Day, but still Boxing Day is another good one. And then the other good day, New Year's Day. So New Year's Day is also another one for the same reason, that people are happy, relaxed. I'm not quite sure how it goes in the morning because people have often had late nights, but still people are buying stuff on New Year's Day. And that first week in New Year's is one where people have made New Year's resolutions. It's going to be a new start. We're going to do things afresh. If you're selling courses and things like that, great time in that first time because they want to learn stuff. So they're not at work and this is the time to learn. This is when they're going to make a change. This is when they're, all of those New Year's resolutions come in. So if you're doing courses, selling ebooks, programs, all that sort of thing, do it in that first week of January. So Christmas Day, first week of January. All right. Donna, you just asked me a question. What time do you think? Not quite sure what you meant there.
What time do you think? So in other words, if they're hungover, it's not much sense putting it at 8 in the morning because I'll miss it. So do you think, is there a particular time?
I don't know. Probably afternoon. I mean, I don't have I'm really not into e-commerce. I don't have an e-commerce store, but so I don't know those stats, but it's probably worth just running some promos through and then we're seeing what times do work best for you. And then you know what you're doing for next year.
People usually shop at night time, Donna.
They shop at night time.
Yeah, most of my sales come when I'm asleep.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Be interesting to see what happens on Christmas Day and in New Year's as well.
Yeah.
I know that I bought a TV from Dick Smith's at around about lunchtime on Christmas Day.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you just need to track those trends.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Okay, so let's go and have a look at some websites here. Now I know that Samita, are you still here? Is Samita here?
Yes, I am here.
Excellent. All right, let's bring up your website, shall we?
Yep. Thank you.
And your, was it Dida or Dida?
No, Dida is fine. That's
Dida.com.au. All right. Okay. Well, let's share my screen. And we'll bring up the site. All right, all my bars are in the way here. Okay, let's move them out of the way. All right, so Dita, let's have a look at this here. Let's see what we can do to improve this. So this is an e-commerce site, right?
Yes.
Okay, great stuff. And you're on Shopify, which is a good platform to be on. And congratulations for moving over from that other horrible platform.
Yes.
I shouldn't be saying that, but this will be a lot easier for you to use. Okay. So just tell us a wee bit about your site here and what you're selling.
It's primarily lifestyle, fashion, and eco gifts. Everything eco, like sustainable gifts.
Okay, who buys it?
Women, primarily. Most of my clients are women who buy for themselves or their children or grandchildren. So it's about 25 to about 55, 60.
Okay.
I don't have like absolute teenagers. I don't cater to that market.
Okay. Great. So you've got a defined market, which is all good. Okay. So Dita's story. So that's so you've got an about us page. So this is effectively about us page. I like Dita's story. I like the story is good. Okay. So this is a place really to inject some personality and to connect with your people that are in looking at your website, your ideal market. And there's a few things that stand out as being really important. Eco-entrepreneur and is really good, and fashion academic. So I like that. Fashion academic. I like that.
Thank you.
So you're an eco-entrepreneur. So that talks about the fact that not only are the people that you're selling to so women in the middle-age to the older age bracket, they're also ecologically conscious as well too.
Yes.
And obviously, so your products are going to appeal to those sort of people. Okay. Who's it named by? Yes, this is really good. You've got a story. You know, who's it named by? You're giving some real interesting sort of history as well too. Okay. So the one thing I would add to the page here is you got Simba. Is that the dog? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Eco Warriors stuff with recycled plastic filling. Okay. One of the things that's really good for a site like this, where your eco is to really show your eco-ness, I suppose. And so that's where you sort of maybe have, and whether you can get this or not, I don't know, but that this part here where you've got organic stuffed animals with recycled plastic filling there, be great to see some pictures of where you do that and you know how that happens. Are you do they come from factories? Is it your factory or do you buy them in? How do you source the product?
No, it's totally my factory, and I have worked very hard on this, and so have we've designed everything here. Even the prints, they are all like someone said, she has a graphic design background, so all the prints, etc. we've all designed here in Australia, and I just work out of my own factory. I don't go to third party. Excellent.
That's the story you need to tell.
Yep.
So that really is a grassroots business for anyone that's ecologically conscious. They're probably wanting to support local business as well.
Yep.
So bringing in that whole aspect of your local business and the journey in your local business, pictures of your factory, pictures of your sort of staff and key staff in there, what they're interested in, what their commitment is to the business, all of that sort of thing there. Could definitely go into your About Us page, or tell your story in your blog. So so if you had a let's say 12 blog posts a year just on the ongoing story of Dita. So and then you can feature different aspects, feature one of your staff members, feature one of your clients, those sort of things there. What that does is it draws people into your business and draws them in as supporters and advocates. particularly if you start to profile some clients and customers as well too, because they'll start to share that out a bit wider. And people like the behind the scenes. So there's a story about Schlitz beer. Anyone heard that story before? So I'll tell you the story really briefly. It was a beer factory or a brewer over in I'd say in the States, as they all are, but it was about to go bankrupt, and so they brought in an advertising specialist. His name was Claude Hopkins. If you want to get some really good copy stuff, just look up Claude Hopkins. He's dead now, but he was sort of one of the early copywriters. He went into and he asked them to show him through the factory where they made, or the distillery or whatever they call it, where they made beer. And they took him through. He said, just talk me through the whole process. Just tell me what you do. And so they took him through and said, this is where the hops come in. This is where they're sort of crushed and whatever. And then they go through this process where the water's filtered. It's brought down to a temperature of 4 degrees or whatever it is. Passes through that process, filtered again, and it went all the way through this whole process until out comes the beer, and he gets to taste the beer. And he said, so who have you told about this? And he said, oh, this is how everybody makes beer. It's all exactly the same way. He said, no one's ever told the story though. So he wrote up the story. And he published the story. I'm not quite sure how he published it, whether he did it in a series or through ads or whatever, but it really got people fascinated to the point that because they're really transparent about it, it took them from near bankruptcy to number 2 in the market. And it was all down to telling their story. So there is real power in telling your story. So I think you've got a real gift there if you can tell your story, being a local business, eco, and you're involving people. You've got using recycled materials. How do you use it? Because there's a real mystery in behind that. People just don't know how it's all used, whether it's safe or not, all of that sort of thing. So is that something you think you could do?
Yep. I always talk about these things, how we use recycled. I mean, on the press page, I have put all of that. So being an academic, I give lectures on sustainability. Yeah. So on the press page, you would see all of that. Okay. So yeah, so the press page is good. Bring it into your blog as well. Tell the story in your blog. Yeah. Oh, you've had an interview with Kylie Mowbray Allen, have you? Yeah. Oh, awesome. I'm very close to her. She's the one who asked me to join your group. Oh, okay. There you go. Excellent. No, she's awesome. Yeah. Okay.
Samita, if I can just jump in here. It's Jane speaking. I also have a Shopify store. Yeah. Shopify stores, as much as they are great, if you've got an e-commerce business, they rank really lowly, if that's a word. They rank really low because the content is all product descriptions. So you really have to hit your blog hard and get all your keywords into your blog for your Shopify store to rank at all. Thank you. I had lots of blogs on my Magento site, so I'm trying to sort of, put them, bring them over to my new site. But have you closed the other site down? Yes, it's very difficult to do, for a small business to have a Magento site because it's all code-based. Nik would be able to tell you much more. I was going to say that if you have the blogs still live, then you need to close them down if you're going to redo them. No, I have completely closed down that site. Right. Yeah. Thank you for that. That's all right.
Hey, Jane, if I can ask a question here with what you just said.
Yep.
You said they rank low. Can you, with Shopify, can you explain that, why it ranks low again? I did hear you quickly say it, but my brain was just went, oh, what did you say? So can you explain that again?
An e-commerce store sells product.
Yep.
So all your pages are basically small bullet point descriptions of a product. They're not long stories. There's not like...
Oh, right. I know what you're getting at. Yep.
Nik, feel free to jump in if you want. Yeah, so that's why e-commerce stores just don't rank highly because product pages, and I'm guilty of it because I've got over 100 products, and each page is very minimal text. It's like one heading, benefits of this product, and then that's almost it. And
if it comes in handy, I have worked with a couple of businesses that it might not have been a Shopify store, but there was a way around it. And if we used a category page and then put the products within the category page, that seemed to beautifully, because you might have 10 products on a category page, and we always had room for an intro description. So
yes.
Shopify doesn't have that. Is that what you're saying?
They do. They've got, it's called collections.
Right.
So you put your products into collections. So I've got my paint brushes in the paint collection, sorry, the brushes collection, and the coloured pencils are in the drawing collection.
Yep. But it's not enough. You're finding it's still a bit weak.
Well, even my collection pages can do with a brush up. Like I need to almost put a blog post in each collection page so that the collection pages rank.
Yes, you do, and it's that's one of the real difficulties with e-commerce is that generally there's not a long description. I mean, if you're selling a vase, for instance, or selling a paintbrush, it's only so much you can say about a paintbrush, about the aesthetics of it and all that sort of thing. There,
you can't see I just made a sale.
Oh, excellent! Winner, chicken dinner. But yes, Catherine, you're absolutely right. Having those category pages, and that's one of the wonderful things about WordPress, which is a platform that I use a lot, is it's really easy to put those category pages together. And in fact, one of my little tricks and techniques that helped me to get up on the search engines was to use other people's content to rank my site. And what I used to do was to publish a newsletter every week. I had a plugin in my site that would automatically collate the posts into a newsletter. So if I published every day, there would be 7 posts in that newsletter, and it would automatically be sent out to all of my subscribers. Now, what we did with those is that went to other websites, grabbed the first paragraph or a snippet of it. So these are things that I would read. They're generally about online marketing or WordPress or whatever. Grab the first snippet. We would create a blog post with just that snippet. And put a featured image in. So it was probably I don't know, 100 words, 50 to 100 words. And then we would sort of do 7 of those a week. So there's not much content in each of those pages, but what we did was we put them all into categories, so that then we had a category page that might have, it would end up with say 20 paragraphs effectively, all related to that topic. So those pages used to rank really well, and they used to get us good traffic to the website. And the great thing about it is I had to write none of it. So other people that were experts wrote the content. When I sent out the newsletter, the link would, the click link would come into the page on the website, and then would immediately be redirected out to the source article. So people got to read the source article when they clicked on it. But it was a very good way of both driving traffic, although they weren't there long, but it was driving traffic, but it was creating content that got people to the website, to those category pages. And once they're in there, then they get to see other stuff. So that's an excellent tip there, Catherine. And I think for e-commerce, one of the challenges there is to write long descriptions in there that are also interesting. So it's no good just writing long descriptions that are not interesting. So that's where telling stories can really be a part of it. And maybe sort of thinking a bit creatively about it. So like if I'm looking at Dita, for instance, you've got some great products in there, very colorful products, got some good photos in there as well too. And, you could even get people to send in, run a competition. Like I'm big on competitions for e-commerce stores, because that starts to get engagement about how they're using your product. Get them to take photos of it as well. Give you a story. Maybe if you get stories about particularly ones that are given as gifts to people that often it's family as well. It might have been a wedding gift. It might have been a gift for someone that was dying. Some of those stories there, those are the things that really bring your website to life. When you've got an e-commerce store that really doesn't have a lot of life per se. So it is a lot of work, but it will pay off. And what you then do is on your blog pages, if you've got a topic there that you, or something you're writing about, then you can feature related products on it as well too. So you can certainly feature the product that you're talking about. That and you may get a range of people sending in photos on say a particular product or range of products or that sort of thing. You can craft a blog post on, and so and you've got some here. So you've got some products at the bottom. But what you can also do is it's good to have the products there. Oh, you've been working with Kylie, haven't you?
Yeah.
So you've got text links in here, which are really good too, which go to the products as well.
Yeah.
So it's good to sort of scatter those sort of things through it as well too. So you're on the right path with it all. It's just doing more of it. And it sounds like you've already done it as well with those blog posts on the other side. So getting those across would be, I think would be a high priority.
Thank you very much. Yeah. And thanks, Jane. Yeah.
The one other thing I would say too is that you've got a pop-up on your website to capture people's email address. So, we've got a sweet discount for you. Subscribe to get your coupon now. Two things about that there. I mean, it's good that you've got that. But for when you're offering coupons and discounts, believe it or not, people don't like surprises. So you've got to be quite specific about what you're offering them. So, and it can be even specific down to sort of a product or category or whatever. So with the discount, tell them what the discount is.
Yes.
And tell them what they can use it for, and tell them when it expires as well.
Yeah.
So that people like certainty. If they've got certainty, they'll take action. If there's uncertainty, they're more likely to back off and shy away.
Yeah.
So that's the first comment. That would just improve your coupon. The other thing I would say too is try some other ways to add people to your list as well, apart from just coupon. Coupons are price driven. And if you keep on offering price driven things or discount things, people come to expect a discount. So try offering other things to get them into your sort of community. So Jane, for instance, she's got colouring, colouring competition. Well, she's got competitions. Just tell us about that, Jane.
Yeah. So every couple of months I run a mixed media challenge, and you download the free template. So this month it's a peacock. Download the free template, and there's a art prize up for grabs. All it is I just want to capture new emails. The seahorse, when everyone was in lockdown, I captured 200 emails, and now the peacock, now that everyone's back to work and busy and Christmas is coming, I've captured, I think it's something like 12 new emails. So it's not going as well this time, but still, it's just, it's a way of offering something, and the idea is that you don't go out and buy art supplies to do the challenge. You use what you've got at home, so the pressure's off, and it's just it's a bit of fun. Just creates engagement.
The other thing, possibly what you could look at too, and is, and I'm not quite sure how far down the eco track you are, but looking for what would you call it, causes or community activities that you can get people to enroll in. So I mean, what's that thing? They've got the beach cleanup sort of thing, which is all picking up plastics and all that. So that's a thing they do across Australia. So so that sort of thing can be a good lead generator, in the sense that if you've got something there, come and join me. And they leave their name and email address. You're going to send them a kit, or organise to get a kit sent out to them. So I know councils send out these kits, but you can organise for that and organise a group of people to go and meet down at the beach and that sort of thing. And so you become that go-to sort of person in your area to do that. Now that's sort of more of a local thing, but you can then get ambassadors to go and do that sort of thing around, Australia as well too. So that's just thinking a little bit more sort of laterally out there. What that does is it's not directly selling your products, it's creating a community of people that know, like, and trust you, that will a lot of them will become customers as well. It's got nothing to do with your product. It has got a lot to do with your values. So if you can tap into things that tap into your values and those shared common values with other people, and encourage them to participate to a point where they're happy to give you their email address in return, or to become part of that community, then that there really is going to accelerate your business growth as well. It's not an overnight thing. It does take time, but it builds your brand and really builds your presence and your following in your tribe. It's all about building a tribe.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hopefully that's not too overwhelming.
No, it's okay.
Excellent.
Thanks so much.
All right. Well, let's have a look at another site. Who's got another site?
You don't have to look at mine straight away because it's another e-commerce.
It's another e-commerce. No, I thought I'd look at
So
another one.
jump to another one.
Let's have a look at this New Zealand one. We've got. Is Victoria here?
She was washing the dishes earlier.
Yeah, no, I am here.
You're here. Can we have a look at your site?
Okay. Yep, that'd be lovely. Thank you.
All right. No, it's not that one. That's exactly the same one I was looking at before. Okay, let's try copy again. All right, so we know you're obviously a psychotherapist.
Yep, that's right.
All right, so yours is an interesting site too, because you're in an area here where people don't necessarily want to disclose publicly that they're coming to see you.
That's right.
Yep. And you will have some laws and regulations about what you can and can't do, I would imagine, in New Zealand. Is that right?
Yes.
So, yeah. So you probably can't, can you have case studies and testimonials or not?
Well, I have got a testimonial. I probably need some more, but that's all right to have that, providing you get permission from the people. So I've got that one there with, and of course the photos, there's one photo on there that is of actual clients, but otherwise the photos aren't of actual clients.
Well, you're lucky being in New Zealand, because if you're in Australia, there are really strict regulations about having testimonials and those sort of things on your site. You can't. And in fact, they try and get you to remove them from Facebook reviews and Google reviews and that sort of thing.
Gosh, really? Wow.
Yeah. So being in New Zealand, you've got a bit more latitude, which is quite good. So your site definitely is about problems. You know, people will come to your site because they've got an issue or a problem that they want to get resolved, solved, or at least the stress sort of reduced.
That's right.
And either in themselves or in someone else. So there'll be people that want to come and get you to fix someone else in their family, others that want to fix themselves, using that word fix very loosely. And that's probably the word that they use, right?
Yeah.
So, and I would imagine that people that come along, they're coming along not as a preventative measure, but they're pretty far down the track with their the issues that they're having. Usually
they are. Yeah.
Okay, good. And I would think that they would have tried some other means or solutions before they come to you, whether that be alcohol, drugs, going to the gym, you know, whatever it happens to be. And you're sort of a last resort.
Yeah, and quite often, you know, they talk to friends, and so especially in the area like with children, like with that testimonial of the child, it's I've had a lot of referrals that are related to children having sleep problems and anxiety problems just because of that testimonial.
Just testimonial on the front page.
But parents will talk to other parents, and that's, you know, word of mouth is amazing, so that helps as well.
All right, so that's interesting. So this testimonial on the front page, that gets you a lot of work.
Yeah, it does.
All right. So what does that tell us? That says that there's obviously a lot of people out there with kids with sleeping problems.
Especially now, yeah.
Really? What's happened now?
Well, I think with the COVID thing, it's made people a lot more anxious in general, and probably the parents are more anxious, but then that makes the children anxious as well.
For sure. Okay. Yep. So that being the case, one of the things that, and I often see this here, is that on your services page, this is a really fundamental page. So for you, that's pretty much a pricing page and a brief description on what you do. And look, it depends what, how full you are with work or not, sort of thing. But you do have some really good opportunities here. And one of it is for services, having a page for the services that you, or probably the problems that people most come and see you about. So if sleep is one of those problems, I would have a page just dedicated to that particular issue.
Okay, that's a good idea.
And because, if you know that people are coming to you because of that testimonial, let's give them a bit more and let's increase that sort of exposure by having a page on it. And your services pages are really sort of fundamental. So what you do with your services page is really talk about, will really address the issue that that people are having, particularly the symptoms, so how it presents itself. And so really sort of talk about what those symptoms are, what the effect is on the people themselves, what the effect is on the family around them, and then go into the sorts of things that people try. Do people try dealing with sort of sleep in various different ways before they come and see you?
Yes, but mostly what's happened, like, it tends to be that the children are sleeping in the parents' bed, and the children are coming in many times during the night and the parents aren't getting any sleep.
Okay.
And so it's when they get exhausted that they come and see me.
Okay, so you talk about that there as well. So just talk about how that situation arises, how it comes through, how they go through this and they get to the point of exhaustion till they're at the end of their tether, sort of thing, and then they come and see you to try and get it done. So you talk about all that sort of stuff on the page.
Okay.
And because what you're really trying to do there is to really tap into people understanding that you understand them before they even meet you.
Right. Okay.
Because people will have, I imagine that they've got some hesitation coming to see you when you're a stranger.
Yes.
You've been recommended by a friend, which is a good thing, but they still don't know you yet, so they don't know whether they can trust you. And then when they do turn up, how much are they going to talk to you about on the first session, or are they going to let it all out? So you want to give them some sort of reassurance before they even get to meet you that you are the right person to be speaking to.
Right. Okay.
And
I sort of was of the opinion. I sort of thought that it was best not to have too much writing.
No, that's I've heard that before. It's not right in a number of cases, in that if you haven't got enough text there, they've got no way of assessing whether you can help them or not.
Okay.
So the reason why people start, there's that thing that you shouldn't have much text there is in the old days. Geez, I sound like an old guy, don't I? In the olden days, websites, you had to try and keep everything contained in the size of the screen because people just didn't know about scrolling up and down.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
But things have changed significantly since then. People got used to scrolling on a screen, but now people are searching on mobile devices. So you've got to think that a parent that is up at night, having just trying to put their child asleep, maybe they're on their mobile phone, they're flicking through, looking for what can I do. They come across your site and then they'll be scrolling down, reading stuff. And if they're really motivated, they're going to keep reading there. And so what is also good is to give them some solutions to try that are probably going to work.
Okay. Oh, that's a good idea.
And that way, sort of like when they're in the heat of the moment, trying to get their child back to sleep and trying to get some sleep themselves, you're giving them something that's going to help them right then and there. Mm-hmm. The problem's not going to go away most often, but they will more likely to come and sort of ring up you as opposed to someone else if you've already given them something that's really helped them.
Okay, that's really helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Nick.
I'm not so sure about. You could offer them sort of more information. I'm just sort of thinking about collecting email addresses for a psychotherapist, because it's not the sort of thing you're going to really email people on a regular basis for it. So, and you know, so people are going to come along for a series of sessions and then they're done, sort of thing, until
Yeah,
next
that's
time.
right. I mean,
So-
I keep a record of everybody that's come, but
Of course.
I just really, they need to initiate the contact, I think,
Yeah, yeah,
for privacy reasons.
that's right. Yeah.
So they do that through my contact page.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, one thing you could do also, you got please get in touch. Have you got that at the bottom of every page, have you, that goes to the contact page?
No, I don't think it's not every page. No.
Okay. So, you got getting. Yeah, so it might be a good thing to have that on every page, some way of getting in touch. Oh, the one thing too is your mobile number or your phone number.
Yeah.
Have it on the top right of the site or right of the menu
Okay.
on every single page, because people are going to want to ring you. So your primary call to action is probably people calling you.
Except that if they call me, that they never get to talk to me because my phone's always on silent. So in a way, emailing is the best option for them.
Okay. So does your phone have a message, you know, where people can leave a message?
Yeah, they can leave messages, and they do.
You really need to make your email address more
Bigger?
Yeah. If you would prefer email over phone, you've got to make it obvious for people.
Okay.
Actually, what I'll do, two things with your email address. You've got a Gmail address there.
Yes, I'm going to change that soon, but that's the only one that. Yeah. It's complicated.
Okay. That's right.
I've got a contract with ACC. I've got my email associated with this website is just for my ACC clients. So I need another email for this website. Actually.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. As long as you're aware of that, that's good. The other thing too is probably your contact form down the bottom. That's get in touch.
Yes.
Move it up to the top.
Okay.
Because the reason why people are on the contact page is to get in contact with you.
Yes, that's true. Actually. Yeah.
So so particularly on mobile devices, you want it to be sort of present there. But still, I would probably put that phone number up the top there.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, they can still phone me. It's just they have to leave a message.
That's all right. You know, like as long as they've got some way of initiating it, and probably most people are going to phone. Well, I'm making an assumption here that people are going to phone first, and then they'll email next.
Okay. I tend to find it's the other way around. Actually, a lot of people are quite shy these days. People are quite shy of talking on the phone, so they'll email. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, that's interesting. Yeah. Oh, if that's the case, then you could probably offer two options. You could probably have your phone number there, and then message me or contact or book an appointment or contact. You know,
right.
Sort of link there as well too. But that's the thing for most websites too, is that if you're happy to take phone calls, make sure your phone number's up on the top right, prominent. People's eyes go from left to right in this part of the world. Other parts it goes the other way. So the general practice is you have your website name and logo on the left-hand side, because that's not quite so important, but you have your primary call to action on the right-hand side, because that's where the eyes travel and that's where they stop.
Okay, that's really interesting.
And then the other thing is to repeat it down the bottom as well. So you've got your contact details down the bottom as well, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
The other, I'm just, you might need to test this. I'm not sure how it would work on your side, but you could offer PDF downloads for people as well too, where they can get it if they leave their email address. So you email it to them. I'm just trying to think of a use case for that. Do you do relationship counselling and that sort of thing?
Yes, I do. Yeah. So I've got a lot that I could put in for that. Yeah.
So for relationship counselling, and that's a whole big field that you can break down into specific areas as well too. I would I be right in sort of thinking that it would be the women that would initiate the contact first?
It's not always. No, both actually.
So it's pretty evenly split?
Yeah, it is pretty evenly split.
Okay.
So when the men get in touch, it's usually because the relationship's broken up already.
Okay. But women are getting in touch before it gets to that stage?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you've probably got two. So you've got two different markets there, men and women. And so you may offer something out, which is like what to do when my wife or partner's walked out. So give them something they can download and send that to them by email. The only thing is I'm not quite sure what you can do with it, because you can't really sort of contact them to say, hey, look, sorry to hear your wife's walked out. Would you like to book a session, sort of thing?
That's all right, because if they want to, they'll come back to me, won't they? So
yeah, that's right. That's right. But if you the thing that would be important on those PDFs that they download is that you've got your a phone number, website, email on there as well too. So if they've got it and printed out, they're able to. They've got some means of getting in contact, and they know where it's gone from. And again, you're giving them helpful suggestions as well too. So like, you know, a bloke whose wife has left, you're probably going to give them some suggestions like, don't keep phoning it. So you know, so some of those sort of common things that they're going to do, but are destructive to both them and the other party.
Don't keep drinking yourself into a stupor.
That sort of thing there. Yeah. What to do? What are some other strategies you can do to cope apart from doing that? Yeah. Yeah.
Victoria, do you have a database or like an email system that you send out regularly?
No, I don't.
So with a download,
I've often wondered about whether I should do that, something like that.
Yeah, or with a download like Nick suggested, you're getting their email address, and then if you even if it's just one email a month, it's better than none, and you keep popping back into that person's inbox.
Right. Yeah, that's a good idea.
And you can keep those sort of newsletters sort of generalish but on topic too. And for your thing, if you know what they've subscribed to, you can keep some of that stuff on topic, so that you know, it's not all going to be about that one topic. Otherwise, they'll feel like they're being picked on. But you know, you'll include some articles in there that are on topic.
Right. Oh, that's so helpful. Thank you so much.
If you want to know how to put together a newsletter really quickly, and depending on sort of what you can and you can't publish, if you go to wordpress.tv. And I've got a presentation I did to a couple of WordPress conferences there on creating a newsletter in under 20 minutes a week. And it's just really that process I'll talk about. It'll give you some ideas about how to do it without having to bog yourself down trying to think of content and trying to get it together, because that's where most people struggle with getting newsletters together.
Okay.
Wordpress.tv. TV, yeah, as in television.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Brilliant.
All right. Okay, so there's some suggestions, and we can probably just squeeze in one more quickly. What else have we got here? Let's have a look. Scrolling back. Annie, are you here, Annie?
I am.
Excellent. Can we have a look at yours?
Of course. For some reason, the link didn't come up properly in the chat.
That's because you didn't put HTTPS and whatever in it. It's very fussy like that. Okay. And I didn't copy it properly. Okay, it'll be this one here. And you've got a very niche and unique market. I was wondering what you might think that my cat is doing. It was having some sort of nightmare and starting to talk in his sleep. It's just sitting on my chair over here.
All right. So I spent a lot of time with my web designer explaining what my business really was, so she could represent it and really understand what I did. Yep. And so because part of my business is for animals and part of my business is for humans, we decided to split it so there's links to go through to different parts depending on what people are interested in.
That's a good idea. Yep, that's definitely a good idea to do. So you've got for animals, for people. Yep, perfect.
And then trying to have the hook questions there with their pain points about what they want to know about.
Yeah.
So that they are intrigued and click the learn more.
Okay, let's have a look at this. Okay, so sole purpose is to make a difference for animals. Yeah. So how you work, so animal conversation session, okay. Okay, yeah. So you've got an explanation about the soul, yeah. You've done a really good job here.
I was impressed that she really wanted to get to know what I did, and she was very open to my feedback. So if something didn't really gel with what I wanted the feel of it for, then she was happy to change.
Yeah.
And we spent a lot of time looking at the colour suite and fonts and all of that kind of stuff to make it really me, even with the logo and the branding and the catchphrases and everything.
Yeah. No, you've got some good information in here. In fact, you've got a really well laid out structure here. The interesting thing about your business is not many people know about it. So your biggest hurdle is it's like people don't know what they don't know. So they don't know you exist because they don't know that this service actually exists. And you know, people talk to their animals. Like I have conversations with my animal, but I've never thought about it sort of you know, talking about, you know, so or thinking about an animal's soul and what happens afterwards, and being able to communicate on that level as well. So so a lot of your site is really about education and curiosity as well too. I imagine you get people that come along that are curious that will book a session with you, because animals are just one of those things that people, you know, they're like children. You know, when an animal dies, then you know, it's like a member of the family has died. And they know about this type of service for humans, but not for animals. Yeah.
So I have tried at some of the expos I've been at to link in with other organisations like pet cemeteries and giving them my flyers so grieving families can have access to that information if they're not aware.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is just building awareness of this as a authentic, genuine skill. And service that people can access. And like I've got testimonials on here, I've got testimonials on my business Facebook page as well.
Yeah.
But it's just getting the word out so that people know that it is available, and that's the hardest thing.
All right. How are you collecting email addresses from people at the moment?
On this, if they sign up, they get my first chapter of both of my books free, but I think I've had under a dozen people sign up for that, so that's not getting a lot of traffic. I know at one stage someone did send me a message that wanted a reading for their animal, and I got a thing saying that was the 4,000th visit to the site. So I'm obviously getting traffic there, but it's not converting into people booking readings, even though I've got some really compelling testimonials there.
Okay, so because it's a festival and people get here, it is about curiosity and helping to develop their understanding of what you're doing. You definitely need to be able to capture their email addresses so you can start to have email conversations with them, and possibly some Facebook conversation or social media conversations, introducing them to this world, I think, to this world. So, that could be, you could do it in quite a fun way as well too. Like I'm thinking, you know, personality, work out what your pet's personality is. You know how there are personality profiles and things for humans, like there's a DISC profile, which they use for business, and Myers-Briggs and that sort of thing. Well, if you had something that was an animal profiling thing, which is more of a fun sort of thing, to work out and you might have a series of, so you could do it as a series of questions where it's like, you know, I'm just trying to think about my animal here, you know, I've got a cat that's like a dog, you know, sort of like that could be a question. And when I say that, I hate to admit it, but in the afternoon, sometimes I go and have a lie down on the couch there and a bit of a nana nap, read my book. You know, I do that every Yeah, that's it. But my cat will come down and have a nap beside me on the floor as well too. And then when I wake up and go downstairs, he trots downstairs after me and comes and so you know that's a part of the his personality, and I suppose our bond there. So you can ask some questions about, you know, is your cat sort of aloof and sort of out and about, or is your cat sort of hug by your side and stick around. So if you can create some sort of questionnaire that you can then turn it into a bit of a fun profile of an animal, that's a great way of getting email addresses. People love that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it best done with on a coffee site where, this was an e-commerce site, and it was work out your coffee personality. So
Yep, I've seen that.
Yeah. So it was that sort of thing there. So having something like that for your site is a great way to get email addresses. And in order to get the animal's personality, you ask for the email address last to say for them to get, what email address do they want to get the email personality to, and then you can present up on the next page and email it to them as well too. But there are some clever plugins. You're not on WordPress, but like on WordPress, there's one where you can convert it to a PDF, so you can have a PDF sheet there about that animal's personality, and depending on the questions they answer, then it will send them out that PDF for that particular animal's, or that particular profile. So some clever little things you can do like that. That might be a bit more sort of complex, and I'm not sure you'd be able to achieve that sort of thing on this side.
And it's tricky because if you're not well, your animal will know that your vibrational level is lower, and they will instinctively hang around you more because they want to help you get better. So if you lie down because you're tired and not well, your cat could be coming and being with you because they know you're not well, or they could be coming with you just because you're having a nap and they want to be with you, or they might be tired and they want to have a nap too. So it's a little bit tricky analysing that behaviour.
Yeah. So I mean, you wouldn't be doing that as an analysis in the quiz. It's more like just a fun sort of thing. Are they playful? Are they? Is it a playful pup, or that sort of thing. So that's one way. The other way is thinking. Most of the time, you're dealing with people with animals that have passed away, or live animals, or both?
No, it's a mix of both. And quite often now what I'm getting, like my mini conversation, which is ask up to 5 questions, I'm getting people saying, can I ask 4 questions to one animal and 1 question to another? And I'm happy to do that. They just need to send me the photos of the 2 animals, and I have to connect with 2 souls. That's fine, and ask them the questions. So it's a mixed bag. Like I've had someone a couple of months ago who wanted me to connect with a dog that died 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And the family's been holding on to grief for that amount of time. So I was able to connect with the dog and answer some of their questions that they had. And that sort of helped deal with some of their grief. Like grief doesn't have a time limit on it. And so whether it's 2 weeks ago or, 20 years ago, it doesn't matter. There's that bond there. And it's very reassuring for the humans to know that the soul of that animal has transitioned over, that they might be with other family members or other family animals that have passed over. And the animals tell me that too. So,
Okay. So you've got some blog posts here. Yeah.
Can I ask a question here?
Hi, Alden.
Hello, everyone. Hello, just got back from Bribie Island, back on the Gold Coast.
Terrible.
I know, it's a hard life. Just checking, like Roger Hamilton's got a great quiz, the Genius U quiz, right? Which is the free test he does online. I wonder how you could create something like that where you get an automated response. Like, is there somewhere you can go to create some kind of quiz about, what is your cat personality, or what is your, like, I'm thinking for myself, well, what is your media personality, or what is, how confident are you type questionnaire or something like that.
You could probably do it with something like, I'm not 100% sure. I'm just thinking, was it SurveyMonkey or something like that, possibly be able to do it? You can do it in WordPress. Like WordPress can do it like with if anyone's got a WordPress site, there's a plugin called Gravity Forms that will allow you to do that sort of quiz there. Like I've built quizzes like that in Gravity Forms for personality type things. So we've done it for finance. So, for a finance company that wanted to work out, is it house, boat, or car that you want? Is your age bracket this, or this? And they just click icons. So they're not answering questions. They're just clicking the icons, and it moves it to the next question. So you want to make it feel like it's not actually a quiz. It's just a fun click an icon sort of thing, almost like you could have it on your phone, tap the icon for each thing and it moves on. So you definitely do that sort of thing, with something like Gravity Forms on WordPress. You may be able to do it with something like SurveyMonkey if they've got what they call conditional questions. A conditional question is where the next question that appears depends on the answer that you gave to the previous question. And so you might have 4 different possibilities depending on the answer that they provided in that first question. But have a look at that. But yeah, for you, I think old one, the Gravity Forms, which I know you've got in your website.
Okay.
So I'm happy to have a chat with you about that.
Awesome.
If that's the sort of thing you want to do.
Thank you.
So quiz, the other thing too would be, what else could you offer? I mean, for you, I think, Annie, you definitely, this is a site you want to get as many email addresses as you possibly can, because you've got a unique service that no one knows about, that you can really educate people in, and it's non-threatening. So unlike Victoria's, which is quite personal in the sense that people are revealing stuff about themselves. They are with you as well, but it's a different sort of level there. The worst thing you can do is just subscribe to my newsletter, so don't do that.
I haven't done a newsletter.
No, that's right. Yeah, but you don't put up anything to say subscribe to my newsletter, because no one wants to do that. Yeah.
No. I have been doing more educational posts on my Annie B site about animals, whereas my business page tends to be sort of raising awareness about the beauty of animals and the importance of them, so they're not the educational posts. And I've done some blogs on here. I've got to put some more blogs on there, and I've got most of my testimonials on here as well. Yeah.
Do you get people phone you, or do they tend to email you?
I don't give a phone number out. I get it all from emails, because then I do the readings from emails as well. So it's really funny, I don't have that face-to-face connection with the animals or the humans unless I happen to meet the humans at an expo, and then build a relationship from there. So
Wow.
I've read for animals and people that I've never met.
Wow, okay.
So it's a very different way of doing business. It's not your normal processes. So I've got to think a bit differently about how I do that and have that connection to the humans. So they send me the photos of the animal and the questions they want to ask. It's all preloaded on here. There's forms they can fill in that they populate, and then that gets sent to me. And then I ask the questions, I fill in the answers and send it back to them.
Okay.
And it would only be if they disclose a health issue or something else that I'd have a continued relationship, and sometimes they want me to do like distance Reiki or do some aromatherapy for them. So it varies from animal to animal.
Right. And do you explain that in your website? I haven't had enough chance to read it, so you've got
yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. What sort of conversions you're getting off the website?
I've only had one customer since that went up. I think the website went live in April.
Okay.
So mainly I'm getting it from word of mouth, from people that have had readings and people who meet me live at expos.
Yeah. Do you offer anything free at all?
At the moment, I've been offering free dedications with my book, so I'll try and tune into their animals and write a message from their animal or a personal reading for them. And I've been offering discounted sessions when I do the expos. So like for November, I had a discounted from 111 down to 88 for the mini conversations or mediumship sessions. So I've picked up some readings from the expo that I did in November, and then friends contacting me because they've seen me posting on Facebook about it.
Here's one thing you could do, is that your book there, how many chapters in your book?
That one's got more than my animal book. In fact, I don't get a lot of sales from Amazon.
No.
And I've printed out thousands of copies because I self-published to take to expos. So I'm really thinking about getting my web editor to change this and get me to post them out to people so that I can get rid of my hard copies.
Yeah. I would, how much are you selling the hard copies for?
They're $29.95. And
what that cost you to print?
They're less than that. But then the ebooks are $9.99.
Okay. So what I was going to suggest was what you can do with your book is to split your book up into a mini series or a mini course that you deliver for free. And so I get people to subscribe. But this is without knowing sort of quite how the book's laid out and the content in it. And some people think, oh, but then people won't buy my book. But I'll come back to that. You offer them a mini series, a mini course, or whatever. Offer it out for free. It's virtually an education process for them. So you're getting into their inbox every single week or whatever, with something, with 12 chapters or maybe sort of 12 emails or whatever. And you can publish the content of your book there or as posts and things on your website. Now, here's the interesting thing that happens is that people will go and read that content. They'll go through the mini course. Maybe they won't even read it all. But what it does is it really solidifies you as an expert. You get their email address for them opting in for it. And some of them will go and buy your book anyway. So you think you're giving away all of the information. Why would people buy your book? They do, because they want to have the information all in one sort of format in their hand, as opposed to having to trawl through your website or through the emails to go and read it. And you can be offering your book at the bottom of the each of those emails for people to pick up as well. So you'll pick up some extra sales by doing that sort of thing, and you'll get their email addresses, which you can then use for your future marketing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you for that.
How long are your chapters?
Oh,
so like 10 pages or?
My animal book starts on page 1 and finishes on it's less than a can't even read the number here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
76 pages.
Yeah, 70. Yeah,
Yep.
up,
Okay.
because then I've got acknowledgements and resources.
Okay, so that would definitely fit a blog post or whatever. So you got a series there. And the other thing you can do is you can have some promotions where you give away your entire book as an ebook that they download as a PDF. So not the Kindle version, not the hard copy version, but giving away your ebook like that. You get their email address. Again, it's sort of like a bit counterintuitive because you want to sell your book, but by doing that, people will often come back and buy your book as well too. And the ones that don't buy your book were probably never going to buy your book in the first place, but some of those people are going to come and book in for a reading with you as well too. Mm-hmm. So I would consider doing that, at least running a trial, having a promotion there, and maybe running a promotion over Christmas where you're giving away the ebook for free. So this is normally 29 or what's your ebook? You're selling it for $10.
Ebook's $9.99.
Yeah, so it's normally $9.99, but here it is for free. They're getting your email address, and then you can make an offer to them to say, look, it's Christmas time, buy a hard copy for a member of your family.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the most valuable thing you get out of that is the email address.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
How do you feel about that?
It's a bit tricky because I feel as though I'm giving away my intellectual property if I give it away for nothing. I'd be more tempted to say, get the PDF and get, 12 sort of not updates, but explanation emails to support your understanding of the chapter or something, or case studies or something like that. I don't know. I have to think about that.
That's our natural thinking about it. I would invite you just to try turning it around the other way. You get a better response rate, mm-hmm. because what you're inviting people to do is to it's a bit like going to the supermarket. At the end of the rows of the supermarket, they've got those little tasters at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So you're giving them a taste. Not only are you giving them a taste, you're saying, here, just take this packet and tell us what you think. And when you give people something like that, there's a psychological law there called the law of reciprocity. If you give someone something of value, they feel obligated to give you something back. So what's going to happen is, one, it's cost you nothing to give them that, because it's an electronic version there, which is all automated. They get it. So effectively costs you nothing. Just putting your intellectual property aside, it costs you nothing to deliver it. You've given them something of immense value. They learn a whole lot of stuff, and then they feel obligated to give you something back. So when you come back to them and ask them for something, then you're more likely to get a positive response and to get some sales. So you could come back to them and ask them for a review of your book. You could ask them for, you can follow them up with some questions about, well, what was your favorite chapter? What really spoke to you in the book there? What sort of animal have you got? So ask them a question. Yeah, tell us about your animal. And so you get some stories in about people's animals. What's a unique thing that your animal does that's a little odd, quirky, strange, lovable, that sort of thing there. So then you start to have that conversation with them by email. And what you'll do is that you're delaying the time that you get the money. So you're not getting the money up front now. You're going to get it down the track, and you'll probably get more than you would have got from just the sale of the ebook of $10. You'll get a reading, which is like $100 and something dollars. So what would you rather have, a $10 sale or a $100 sale?
Yep.
Just the $100 sale takes a wee bit longer. Does that make sense? Yep. Yeah. So I just invite you to try that, because it's not going to cost you anything, and I think you'll get a response out of it that will sort of verify that you're going to get some readings out of it. The other thing to do too, and you may have it already, is to have some sort of voucher or something in the book there for them to get to come back to you for a reading. So maybe 2 for the price of 1. Instead of if you've got 5 questions, give them 7. That sort of thing is an enticement to come back in the book. Have you got that there already?
No, I already ask a bonus question, because often they won't ask what the animal particularly wants to tell them. So I say they can ask up to 5 questions or up to 10 questions in the standard one. And then I will ask the animal if there's anything else that they want their human to know. Okay,
so that's in the consultation. So in the book, the idea is to give them something more than they expect. They don't know you're going to do that. So you give them something. You say, like, normally we do 5 questions. They don't know about the bonus question, but we'll give you, if you come back to us, we'll try on another one. We'll give you another 1 or 2 questions. That sort of thing there as well.
Okay.
Excellent. All right, we've gone well over time, haven't we? Has that been helpful or useful today?
Excellent.
Yep. Really good.
Excellent.
I'm very sad, but I've been invited to a function next Tuesday, so I'm going to have to miss next Tuesday night. I'm very sad about that.
Oh, okay. Yep. Oh, well, it's getting towards that sort of season at the moment, isn't it?
Because you don't record these and put them up on the site, do you?
We do.
Oh, okay.
It'll be up on our YouTube channel. So, in fact, so normally what we do is put it up on our YouTube channel the following day. It just depends on the upload speed. And so if you go to YouTube, search for SmashGo, SmashGo YouTube channel, just subscribe to that, and then you'll get the replays coming through. Sorry, what was that?
It was just my husband.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have it on mute.
Excellent. Oh dear. All right. Well, that's probably a wrap for tonight. I hope that has been useful and valuable. Actually, I was going to draw a door prize, wasn't I? Shall I do that? What I was going to offer is I do this for people. I run a website audit for people on a commercial basis, so they pay $5.97. We get for an hour, really sort of running through their site, sort of top to bottom with a fine-tooth comb, looking at areas that they could improve it to really get it doing what it should be doing. And tonight we've just really covered, briefly some things that you can do in the site. But we look at it as a whole ecosystem as well too. So how does it fit in with your SEO, with driving traffic? How do you get traffic there? What are some of the ways to get email addresses? What do you do with those email addresses? But the central thing is around that website. So so that was what I was going to sort of offer out tonight. So is that of interest? All right.
Yes.
All right. Well, we do have a draw, so let's draw it anyway. As ever, you have to be here to win it. So anyone that's disappeared, you're out of luck.
And Nick, I'm happy to offer a copy of my book, The Bridge to Animal Consciousness, as a prize as well.
Oh, are you?
Mhm.
Excellent. Oh,
I'll
well,
just post it out to whoever the winner is.
awesome. That's great. Thanks, Annie. Well, let's draw your prize first, shall we? I'd actually like to get that. All right.
Put your name in.
Yeah.
And Nick, I can offer a media strategy session if you like
right.
as well.
Okay. Excellent. We'll do that too.
Okay.
Thanks, Aldrin. All right. Let's spin the wheel first of all for Annie's book. That goes to Catherine. Catherine here?
No, she's not here.
We've had a few people drop out because I think we've run a bit late there, but up to you. Do you want to send it to Catherine, say she's run, or should we draw it again?
I think draw it again, since your
All right.
rule is they have to be here.
All right.
It's integrity.
Yes. Okay.
As well.
Donna or Annie. Oh, you win.
Oh, I won my book. Woohoo! Well, since you said you'd like a copy of it, Nick, I'm happy to send that to you as the winner.
Oh, we can draw it again. We can draw it again. I would love a copy, but.
Yeah, no.
You
That's
have
all
it,
right.
Nick. You have
All
it,
right. Okay. That'd be awesome. I love my animals. And Aldwin's prize, which is a media consultation.
Yes, a free media consultation worth $1,000, in-depth media consultation.
And that's David. Is David here?
No, David's not here.
He's not. Draw it again. It's going to be David again.
Ah,
Okay, let's remove him. Okay, try
that's
this
hilarious.
again. Who'd have thought it'd win twice in a row, eh? Maybe John Huckstep. John, are you here? Yes, he is.
Yes,
John is here. So he is,
congratulations, John. There is a John there. If that's
Yeah,
that John, yep.
yep. John, are you there, John?
He's on mute.
He's on mute. All right, drop him a message there, Aldwin, and
Oh, there he goes. Unmuted. He's just unmuted.
Just unmuted. Hello, John.
Oh,
No microphone, but he's there because he's unmuted.
there. Congratulations, John.
Or if you drop each other a message there, and you can swap emails and phone numbers and details and things, and yeah, that's a great prize actually too. So Aldrin's media stuff is awesome.
Thank
And
you.
the last one is my prize, which is that full website audit, which would go to Joanne. Is she here? No, I actually think she's in the car on the way to Sydney at the moment. So she's tuned in the car. Jeff, are you here, Jeff? Jeff has disappeared. My fault for going so late, wasn't it? Samita. Are you still here, Samita?
I'm very much here.
Excellent.
I absolutely love the prize.
Fantastic.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks.
All
Lee.
right. So I'll get, you're on Facebook Messenger?
Yeah, everything.
Can you send me a message? I'll get Lorena or JM to organise a time with you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Nick. Thanks.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent. Oh, looking forard to that.
Yeah, I got excited there for a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're pretty
borderline.
close there, Ron. Pretty close. All
Ron,
right.
I'll send you a photo of Simba. That'll make you happy.
Oh, you'll love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what?
Actually,
You've got your Simba.
I've actually got my
There
co-worker
is Simba
here
too.
at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, and Ron's got his dog. It's going to be show and tell, all the animals.
This is Pet Station. I
Oh,
think he's a bit
yeah.
annoyed because I just woke him up.
I'm not getting my beagle in the picture. He'll eat something.
No, I can't pick up Simba. He is about 30 kilo now, and he's growing.
Growing.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Off you go.
Big
Come
one.
on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so tomorrow we've got office hours tomorrow at 10 o'clock. So office hours, coffee chat, no agenda, no speaker. Just come along, bring a cup of coffee, cup of tea, whatever. And so it's 10 o'clock Queensland time. So what's that? It must be 11 o'clock, I think, sort of southern states. Yeah. So welcome to come and join us for that. We do have some good discussions there. And no doubt sort of some of tonight might kick off that as well. So there's a link in chat there. Next week, we have Juanita, who is a social media strategist, but she organises the biggest social media conference in Australia and New Zealand. So she is going to be speaking with us next week. I met with her a month or so back. Absolutely incredible. So so she's well worth coming to listen to next week as well. And as I say, YouTube, this will be up on YouTube sometime tomorrow, probably at the end of tomorrow. So if you go and subscribe to the channel, then all of the sessions we've got are up on YouTube. Is there anything else I need to announce there, JM or Lorena?
So office hours tomorrow?
Office hours tomorrow, 10 a.m. Yep,
10
so
a.m.
the link is in chat.
I've got a hairdressing appointment tomorrow, Nick. Sorry.
Jeepers, you booked your hairdresser in place for that, eh?
I did.
That's right. There's no excuse. You can have your phone up while you're getting your hair done. Excellent. All right. Well, that's it for tonight. So yeah, that's been a good session. Thanks for being with it, as it was a bit of an impromptu one with what happened. So hopefully it was all good and useful.
It was awesome, Nick. Thank you.
Excellent. All right. We're going to have a great night,
Really
and I'm
good
going to go and relax too.
Yep. See you tomorrow.
Hey.
Bye, Simba.
All right.
Good night, everyone.
Oh, my cat picked up his ears.
Right.
See
Good
ya.
night.
Right.